eat what you want, you know, but like also have this vegetable, you know, but it was never like a forceful, like you can't eat sugar kind of thing. And I think that that's an important part of how I coach my younger clients. You know, it's all about having balance. It's like, instead of taking the sugar out, why don't you incorporate something healthy into it? I'll tell them, I'm like, I'm just warning you. You feel like I'm kidnapping you when you first come here. Like, you don't know where you're going. But so that's why I like the name, like the Shred Shed, because you kind of have that expectation, like, what am I about to go through?
We have two clients, they're 17-year-old girls that want to now compete in the Hyrox in Miami in April, and they're super pumped. And they've been coming religiously every morning. They'll come 6 days a week here at 5:30 in the morning. They're 17 years old, and they are so pumped up to get this going and get the training for the Hyrox. So, and they're going to do it as a double.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Spotlight on Good People, where we shine a light on the humans who are making our world more compassionate, connected, and kind. I'm Rob, and today we're not in the studio. We're in the woods, North Naples, just off Pine Ridge Road, down a sleepy little street most of you have driven past 1,000 times and never even noticed. There's a shed back here, at least that's what they told me, because what's actually back here is 3,200 square feet of air-conditioned gym, a rig in every corner, bay doors that roll open to the trees, and a group of people who show up at 5:30 in the morning to cold plunge before the sun is even thinking about it. They call it the Shred Shed. Now, some of you have met today's guest before. Back in November of 2024, Lara sat in my back room for one of the very first episodes we ever recorded. At that point, she just walked away from a corporate paycheck. She had her certifications, a whole lot of heart, and no building. She told me that day that entrepreneurship is like jumping off a building and realizing you can't fly yet. 2 years later, I'm standing in her gym, and this one is special for us too, because this is only our third episode recorded on location. Zach's got the cameras moving today, so we're gonna see this place the way I saw it when I pulled in. We're also joined by Jim McLaughlin, retired Navy. Thank you for your service, Jim. Lara's business partner, and the man who owned this shed back when it was just a shed. You're gonna hear about a 79-year-old woman who had never done a pull-up in her life and is knocking them out back here now. This is a story about what happens when one road closes and somebody has the guts to walk through the one that opens. Let's get into it.
Not done this style before, so this is new.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to regulate you.
Yeah, I know. I lose a hand. That's not good. The Italianness.
It's like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. You know?
Don't worry, I'll throw you a glare too.
All right, you give me this. You give me the signal.
He's like, perfect. I'll be tuning it out. Ernie, I love it.
So we're at. Is it the Shred Shed?
The Shred Shed.
That's
Yes.
officially the name, right?
Shred Shed Naples. Oh, Shred Shed Naples. I already started it.
So on site, for real, this is the space that I had no idea what it was. I've seen pictures, but now to see it in real life, it's pretty amazing. So I'm sure Zach will do some cutaways. You get to see the whole tour around what this place looks like. But
Thank you so much.
you've come a
for
long
coming.
way. Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for always supporting us in every way. You know, when it comes to any fundraisers we've done or our grand opening, you were the first person to come forward and donate something.
Whatever
and that's
we can
always
do.
who you are.
Whatever
and
we can
Scott
do.
always comes. He came for Murph, got first place, you know,
That's
just
his way, right?
just showing off in here. But I love it. He comes in, brings it, drops mic, takes home a prize.
Yeah, like no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a long time coming. I mean, how you ended up here. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because it was sort of like I don't know if you want to talk about that or not, but it was sort of like
course, yeah.
one road closes and another opens up, and like what
Literally
an opportunity.
That was exactly it. Yeah, lots of different roads closed and then opened, and that was what was the beauty of this path that I call the Challenger Fit, and also the Shred Shed with Jim, being partnered up with my my ride or die over there. So Jim has been a huge fundamental part of the business, and I'm so grateful for the partnership that we've had. So Jim was actually a client of mine for nutrition, and he lost about 60 pounds on the program with nutrition, and then I started training him, and Jim was like, you know, Jim doesn't do anything half half-ass at
could
all.
tell that.
Like
I could tell
it's
that.
just
Yeah, yeah, I
it
can see
goes
that.
from 0 to 100.
Well, this
But
is
I
nice. Yeah,
love
I
the
get it.
passion that he has with it. So he was like, okay, how can I help? How can I get involved with this? He's retired, but like not really. He's got like a million different projects, but retired veteran, Navy veteran, and he decided, he was like, I really want to help with this. And I said, well, I need a space. He's like, well, I have a shed. And so I was like, let me see this shed. And now fast forward, it's so funny. It was a concept in February. We were just talking about it. And then now it's this, you know? So we just kind of got started with it. I was like, okay, I can see a rig over here. Then we went on like Facebook Marketplace, started finding all these awesome things and started putting it all together. But I really, I give Jim 100% of the credit on like following through with it and helping me out. So
Yeah, well, the vision of both of you because it literally was just a shed.
Literally
Not
a shed.
right?
Yep.
Just a shed.
Yep.
And,
Huge shed.
And then
With a lot of stuff in it. It was like the room of confinement on Harry Potter. Have you ever seen that?
no.
That movie? Oh,
No,
okay.
I-
Yeah, it's like
I'm
just the land of
illiterate now.
lost things like was in this room.
Okay. Well, even this bay here had a motorhome in it, or had a trailer in it. What did we have in here? Trailer.
Yep, it was a big trailer.
That you decided, well, we're getting rid of that because we're going to expand this. Kept it going here.
And we started it up too. It was half of the size, and it was in there. And then after we had our grand opening, which was about 60 people here, it was a big success. I was thinking to myself when I got home, I was like, man, I said to Jeremy, it would be so nice to have that other bay because I feel like we can expand even more.
Yeah.
And Monday morning, the trailer's out front. And we're already like,
Clean it
he's
up
like,
for sale.
I'm selling it. I'm selling it. He's scrubbing it down, getting it ready to go. So, yeah.
I mean, you've got everything in here. There's nothing you're
Literally
missing. You've got everything. Every device, the squat racks, the dumbbells, the barbells, the bands. They're just like, you just missed nothing here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
beautiful space.
We are really big on functional fitness and functional training. So, I mean, obviously the principles, right? Principal leg press, principal leg pull, squats, deadlifts, bench press, pull-ups. Like those are always going to be the factors, but we want to build those and make those stronger. So that's why we picked these pieces of equipment in here. You know, I've spent a good amount of time in gyms.
Yeah.
So it made me learn a lot about how we can really make the most out of a smaller space.
Yeah.
But it is 3,200 square feet, so it's a pretty decent size.
Yeah, and it's air conditioned too.
Yeah, it
really
is.
nice.
I know,
It's good
it's
in here.
rare.
When I heard shed and I was coming out, I didn't know I was going to have AC. I didn't know it was going to be this big. I didn't know you tricked it out that much.
Yeah.
It really is.
I know. I liked the simplicity of that name because it's like sometimes when people first come, I go to Liquivita to do a lot of my in-body scans and stuff like that. Angela, the owner of Liquivita, is a good friend of mine, and she gracefully allows us to do that there. And I do a lot of nutrition coaching in that space. And I'll tell them, I'm like, I'm just warning you. You feel like I'm kidnapping you when you first come here. Like you don't know where you're going. But so that's why I like the name, like the Shred Shed, because you kind of have that expectation, like what am I about to go through?
Yeah.
And you know,
I had that feeling coming
Yeah.
here, and I wasn't coming
Yeah.
to work out, but I still had that feeling like, what
Right.
is about to happen here?
Right.
Where, do I drive back here and I get back in, and then to walk into this?
to
is-
go into the woods. But then you feel like a pumped, jacked Snow White. Like there are sometimes in the middle of wintertime when we open the bay doors and you're just like looking out at the trees, lifting. I'm programming back here. I'm like, I am living the dream. I
Yeah.
literally
Bobcat
have found my
walking
dream.
by.
Yeah, Bobcat. The other day, Jen was on an assault bike, and she's like, "Is that a Bobcat?" And I said, "Yeah, you better bike faster." She's like, "That's not gonna help." Yeah, so funny.
Yeah, she's looking great too.
Oh
so
my
you're
gosh,
making
she's
great gains
so
with her.
strong. She's making gains like no other. You know,
Yeah.
I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
She really guns it, and she shows up the guys in the class too.
Yeah.
And I love that too. I'm like, thank you, more of that, please.
Yeah,
you
she's
know?
strong.
Yeah,
She's strong. Beast.
yeah, she is.
So you took the leap because in a lot of ways too, you left the corporate world. You left the security of
I
you know,
did.
having a paycheck every week, and you threw your hat over the wall to say like, I'm going to go all in on what my passion is,
Oh yeah, you know.
which takes courage. I remember because I remember the many conversations we had about it. before
You were
do.
an inspiration to me on that too, Robert. Seriously, I remember when it first happened. I always explain this to people who are looking to do what I did and leave corporate life and the stability of a 9-to-5 Monday through Friday. I say, entrepreneurship is a lot like jumping off of a building and realizing you can't fly yet. You're like, oh my God, this is all on me. I have to pay my mortgage. I have things. I have to look at healthcare and all that kind of stuff. But looking back at the path, my only regret is not doing it sooner. I'm so happy. I can't believe that God has literally blessed me in the perfect job for me. Like, how that saying goes, it's like the key is you work, what is it? You never work a day in your life if you're doing what you love, and that's literally how I feel.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just so devoted to it and just dive right in.
Oh, yeah,
I'm hanging out with my friends, abusing them all day, but for their health,
Yeah. Well, yeah, you care about them more than they care about themselves in most cases. I mean, you have, you have a tremendous commitment and passion for humanity, for people being the best they can be.
Yeah.
Because you do that to people. You bring out pieces of them that they didn't know they had.
Oh, thank you so much.
Even though they curse you when they leave. I remember how many times you would say, the time would be up, but you'd say, let's do one more set. And I'd be like, really? It's time. It's okay. We can end now. You'd be like, okay, if you do this set after I leave, then I can go. But you always pushed me to that next little piece that I was pissed about, because then I felt guilty if I didn't do it, because I told you I was going to do it.
I know everybody says that. My one client, Kiara, she's like, why? And she's English. She's like, why are you so obsessed with me? But I am. And I love when I start to see that glimmer of growth coming out of them. It's just that right there is why I jump out of bed every morning and I'm like, God, I love my job. I love my job. And I was in a job before that was, kind of taking my light a little bit, and I'm just so happy that I was able to jump into something that I truly have a passion for, and I really feel like I'm helping people. Yeah. And I think that that right there is my purpose, like I found that as I kept going on in my jobs, I was like, when I don't feel like I'm helping people, then I don't really feel like I have the purpose in my job. Yeah. Truly.
Hey, let me interrupt for just a second, because I've got something for you. If you're watching or listening right now, you're a part of this, the Robert of Philadelphia Spotlight on Good People family. And I don't take that lightly. So I want to give you a gift. Not a discount, a gift. And whether you've been to us before or you've never set foot in any of our salons, I'd love for you to come in as my guest. We'll give you one of our signature blowouts. And the part everybody comes back for, our famous head, neck, and shoulder massage. The kind that honestly transforms your entire day. And while we take care of you, you'll have a chilled glass of Prosecco in your hand. On us. Just for being a listener. Now, one important thing. This is my gift to you for right now, this summer. So you've got to claim it by September 30th, 2026. After that, this one wraps up. So if you're catching this in the summer of 2026, don't sit on it. Go claim it today. And hey, if you're finding this episode somewhere down the road and that date's already come and gone, go to that page anyway, because there's always something waiting for good people. That part never changes. Here's all you do. Go to ropsalons.com/goodpeople. That's ROP as in Paul, Salons, SALONS.com/goodpeople, all one word. And we'll set the whole thing up. That's it. Thank you for being a part of this. It means more than you know. Now, let's get back to the show.
Kind of gets you out of your own way too. When you're so in somebody else's world working on them, your own problems kind of go, or whatever you're dealing with in life goes away, because you're serving another the way you do.
And sometimes I'm dragging them and they're cursing at me. The same client I was just telling you about the other day, I caught her in seat to table. It was a happy hour and she just finished at the gym. And I'm like, you already have a Pinot Grigio in your hand? I came out of nowhere and in the, in seat to table, it's like, she's just walking around with it in the produce aisle. She's like, will you leave me alone? But it's fun. Yeah.
Has your family been here yet? Has your mom or your dad been here?
Yeah. My mom actually came to the grand opening with my cousin, and they were. My mom is the one person I don't think I can coach. She's been my biggest challenge, and I love her. She's one of my best friends, but it's kind of tough to coach her. But with that, she was like, I was actually so surprised. I had like a burst of energy after, whereas usually when I go through a hard workout, I want to take a nap, but it was also the community aspect of it, having so many people in. She was like on a high,
Yeah.
My dad, I'm still working on getting here to work out. He came, he saw it, and he was just like, dude, lose the number. I'm going to seat to table. Like he just wanted to, he's like, I'm on vacation.
Oh, he didn't come to compete with you then?
No,
huh?
he didn't want to compete with me. Yeah, he still wants to hold the title for the last race we had 15 years ago. There's still
I remember that story.
yeah. There's still the $20 bill on the wall, as a as a victory lap. So he still wants to hold that title now. But my brother came.
He was a fighter?
Yeah. He was a professional fighter for a lot of my childhood.
Doing what? In what level?
Boxer,
was he
lightweight.
boxer? Really?
Lightweight, yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, he was like my weight actually. He was like 135 pounds. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Lean.
Lean. Yeah, and he's 5'11". So yeah, but so I grew up always seeing my parents training and working out. And my mom was a model actually at the time, and so they would be doing definitely different workouts, but they'd be like doing a headstand in the living room, and I would grow up kind of seeing them working out together and eating healthy and things like that. And they never pushed it on me much. They would always say, eat whatever, eat what you want, but like also have this vegetable, and but it was never like a forceful, like you can't eat sugar kind of thing. And I think that that's an important part of how I coach my younger clients. It's all about having balance. It's like instead of taking the sugar out, why don't you incorporate something healthy into it so you can fill up more on nutrients, But moderation. You can't develop this deprivation with food, and that's where you get unhealthy habits later on, where you feel like you're doing something wrong if you want to have a donut.
Yeah. Donuts are important.
Oh, those custom flaky piece of art, they're insane. The heirloom donuts, I can't get over those. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm a sucker for a donut.
When we go back to Michigan, where Michelle is from,
oh yeah,
Tim Hortons has a vanilla cream donut that she had been telling me about for years until I finally went there and had the.
It's the
Tim
donut.
Hortons, in the donut world, because she's a donut connoisseur. That's the one. Yeah.
That sounds incredible. It sounds incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. As I sit in a space where people spend hours trying to get it all off.
To get it off. But then they do. You know, and it's important to treat yourself. A lot of my clients, I am hard on them, right? Because I think you're paying for a program and you're paying for, you're spending a lot of money on it, and it's an investment in your time. So I want it to be worthwhile, but I want them to also develop habits where they're not feeling like, okay, I'm on this super strict diet where I can only eat this. And if I do go out to my kids', birthday dinner and I have something that's a little bit different, like I should be punished for it. Like that's just not healthy, So I like to live in the 90-10 rule with my people, even in the program. 90 is still very strict. A lot of coaches will say 80-20, but I think that if you do 90-10 and you have that mindset, then if you do 80-20 at some points, it's not that bad, but let's aim for the 90-10 because you're in the program. I want it to be successful.
You said something, which I don't know that everyone sees initially when you say they're investing a lot, investing their time, investing their money, investing their
will.
Their will. Yeah.
Free will.
But I know for myself when I take the time, because I still don't like to work out. I love the feeling after, but it's not like I look forward, like I can't wait to work out.
Yeah, especially at your time. You go at night. Like that's tough after like a long day. You're like, now I got to move my body,
Yeah. But afterwards, I'm like, I never have regret in the world, and I always feel so good. And I cannot live without it. But until, I think you talk about that investment, like people like Jen, who I admire for her, because she's really invested in her. I mean, she comes here, she trains hard. And when you're one-on-one training, it's a lot more than when I'm in a group. Because I'm in a group, I can kick back a little bit.
Yeah.
I
got my eyes on you. I'm watching head to toe. If there's something off on one side, I am like a hawk. Yeah.
It is.
And I'm annoying.
It's a much more intense.
I'm annoying about it sometimes. No, I've been told. But yeah, it's so true. It's definitely a different realm. And, some people will tell me too, like, oh, it must be so nice to just always be motivated to train. And I'm like, especially after a day where I'm coaching a lot, like 8 sessions, like I also have to ground down sometimes and give myself the don't be a bitch talk, I'll be like, come on, you got this. Like the first 15 minutes are always annoying, but then you get started, you get warmed up, and then you're ready to go, and then like you just said, you feel so good after,
Always. Yeah.
Just one thing too to share about Jen. I was kind of debating on it, but I think she'd be happy. We're talking about her, like because she is such a beast, and she's one of my proudest. Like I've had such proud moments with my clients, and she's one of my proudest success stories. She came to me. Well, actually, we bumped into each other at the sauna house, and she was expressing that she was going through some pain. She just felt inflamed, and she couldn't find something that was working for her, and there's just so many different, there were a lot of different injuries that she was having. And I was like, why don't you just come in? Just look at it as 3 sessions and I'll look at what's going on. And we were able to figure out what was happening that was causing some of the inflammation. She had to do some physical therapy movements that we got her in check on. And it was more just like that accountability and realizing like, don't be afraid to move, and over the past year, I've gone through some really highs and some really lows. I got into a really bad car accident where I totaled my car, several herniated discs, bulging discs, tore my labrum, jacked me up for a while. And it's still a very humbling experience for me. But, through that, I feel like it was almost like that trial was given to me so that I am a better coach and I'm able to teach people how to move their bodies even through pain because it's so much worse when you don't move, and chances are the body needs some, upkeep, some mechanics are a little off. That's why you need some physical therapy. And I'm a big believer in, active release therapy, ART, where it's like, if something's hurting you, chances are something else is what's weak and you need to activate that muscle properly and strengthen another muscle. For example, like I have monstrous traps, they're pretty big. I'm hiding them with my hair right now. So I don't look like She-Hulk on camera. Yeah. So, but that's because my lower traps are weak. And when the whiplash happened, it was like a catch-22. My neck was tight because of my tight traps, and my traps got even bigger because of my tight neck. And I had to keep working that back and forth and realize through working with Talena Ferris, Fortunato, formerly known. She's an absolute beast, and she's my physical therapist, and she inspires me so much, that woman, in so many ways. Mother of 4, she had her first child at 39 years old, and she's got an 8-pack, and she whoops everybody's butt in the gym, and she's gone through so many different injuries and so many different things, and like she always will get back to moving her body, even if it's like, she had surgery recently, and she's like, I'm going to do calf raises and I'm going to work on muscles that I need to strengthen, So I've learned a lot from her and, strengthening those things. So that's a lot of my methodology as well through her inspiration.
Well, I think one of the things that's unique that I noticed is that it's not just about the form and the workout, but you look at the whole person, lifestyle, work, age, ability, flexibility or lack of, but look at it all because you coach from all those realms. One of the things that was great for me was nutrition. It was the full thing. It wasn't just what we're doing on the bench or what we're doing in the gym. It was outside of the gym too, which was good for my head too. No, it makes you very unique too, because you care about the human being all the way through and through. So,
well, I always have this big tripod that I walk around with. Jim's always like, "You got your best friend with you?" Because I'm always walking around with my tripod because I think if it's not measured, it can't be managed. If you can't write down your notes, your stats, what was your 1 RM, what was your 2 RM, having a progressive overload, build like a program like that, you're not going to make any gains and you're not going to see what you need progress on or what you've improved on. Like my favorite thing to do with my people is to say like, hey, last week, those lunges, you used 20 pounds, now you have 25 pounds. And people don't even realize, I just put the weight in front of them and blindly they follow me.
I noticed.
Yeah,
I noticed.
yeah, exactly. And I'll be that, like, I love that because then they start to see that they're getting stronger and, it pumps me up. Like one of my favorite, another success story is Barbara. She's an absolute stud. She's 79 years old and she's doing pull-ups now.
She comes here.
Yeah, she comes here. She's doing pull-ups and,
79.
She's never done pull-ups in her life. And
wow.
I had another coach because I post a lot of stories with her. She's kind of becoming the Shred Shed celebrity. So I was having her hang from a bar in the beginning. After we progressed, the first thing you do to train for pull-ups is to do ring rows, TRX rows. Then she was knocking out like 30. So then I was like, okay, why don't you get a little bit lower? Still making that really easy. And I love doing active hang holds as like a functional training ability because your grip strength is a huge metric on the quality of life that you have forever. So I had her hanging from a bar. Then, and she had something going on with her hand, like one of her ligaments was a little tight. So we had to build up to that. But eventually she was hanging from a bar just fine. Then I had her going for, more like a rep of a pull-up with a band. And I had a coach online message me and say, this is so hard to watch you torture this lady. Why don't you just give her TRX rows? There's definitely a different style. There's a lot of different coach styles. Yeah. That's why I named my company Challenger Fit because I always want to push them past the level that they think they can. That's what I'm here for. What other coach... Why would I be a coach then? What to just level out?
Yeah.
Hey, you've peaked fit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's not about you're getting them out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
To that next space. And to be 79 and
she's amazing.
In here and I'm picturing her hanging from the
She did
bar
burpees the other day. I had her do burpees.
That's
I know.
so awesome.
Yeah. Of course, it's all within her, like listening to her body. And I'm really good with understanding my people after being with them, several days a week and everything else over a span of, we've been together since March. So it's been a while now, good 5 months. But she wasn't able to really balance on one foot, and now she's doing pull-ups and doing one-legged deadlifts, so it's just really cool to see her quality of life change. She's like, I'm getting better at golf and it's applicable to all these other things. She's like, I don't have my back pain anymore. People think that weightlifting, they're like, I had an argument with one of my clients the other day, lovingly, but he's like, I don't want to do deadlifts because I have a bad back. I'm like, you have to do deadlifts because you have a bad back. You're always going to need to pick something up off the floor, like that's part of functional daily life.
Yeah, right.
I always want that woman to be able to lift a suitcase over her head and put it by herself
in the airplane.
Into the on the airplane. Of course, like that's like ultimate independent woman stuff.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of women aren't able to do those kind of things. So those are the things that makes me really pumped. I think those are PRs.
Yeah. Well, and that the more they can function as they age, the longer they'll live too. So,
exactly. And quality. Because if you don't have quality of life,
Yeah.
I had a tough conversation with one of my friends recently. He loves his wine at night and he's like, it's not that bad. I can live forever. He says, I'm like a cockroach. I'll never die. I'm like, but you want to live in that body forever,
Yeah.
And that's what you have to think about, your daily little actions. It's like, yes, we can have that donut and treat ourselves and everything else, but it's those little micro things that you do, those micro habits will build up and develop your path for the rest of your life. What do you want it to look like? You know?
What do you, like, we're in August now, and I think some people, you know, we passed that New Year's thing that happens at the end of every year. The new year, people make these resolutions about how they're going to, you know, have this be the great year, and I'm going to work out. And now we're in August, and now people are at the point where that their resolution is long gone. That's forgotten about at the end of January. But now we're getting up, you know, the Halloween stuff's out already. So
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It feels so weird here, especially.
It
I'm
will
like,
always be weird. All
yeah,
my life.
always will be weird,
always be
especially
weird,
being
yeah.
from the north. You and I up north. Okay.
So the you know, the next season is coming here, the Christmas season, the holidays, and
Exciting.
all the rest of that, and then the New Year resolution. So what can people do now? Because now, you know, we go into those time periods of life where it's like, oh, well, it's Thanksgiving, we have to eat a lot, or it's
Right.
Christmas, we have to eat, you know, these feasts, these parties, and all the rest of that. So people who are watching, listening, that are at the place, like, where do I begin? I could never go there, because they look at you and say, well, that's, you know, that's I couldn't walk in there, you know, like the way I feel, the way I look. So where do people begin? Like, what's the first step for somebody who's been out of it? Maybe they were active at one point, but they're not active at all right now. And how could they start?
Right. Well, you know, a lot of people would say, like, get your steps in, which is, I do think that is a good way to just get going and get your body moving. Like, you know, there's a lot of mitochondrial regeneration when you're walking and getting active. But I would even push it a little bit more with doing stretches, get yoga in. You know, like I always feel like Gumby walking out of hot yoga. I go to Yoga House in Naples, and Gus, the owner, and Meryl, they're both owners. They're amazing, and I really love that class. Like, you know, if they're not ready to do such a big step as far as weight training, although I don't think that it is, you know, I think them walking through this door and us just going through an assessment, you know, usually the first 2 sessions are just an assessment of movement. You can do that. Anybody can totally do that, you know, and I'll push them within reason, but I'm not going to have, you know, my 79-year-old walk in for the first time and do burpees. You have to walk and, well, crawl before you walk, and walk before you run, that kind of thing. And, you know, if you have a good coach, you're able to do that. But, you know, it depends really on that person's financial abilities. I think doing some stretches and body weight movement in your house. But I do think just looking at this as like a temporary thing. A lot of my clients wind up staying because they love the accountability and they have a lot of fun here and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, just look at it. I even tell my clients with nutrition, I want them with me for 3 months. You know, because 1 month is really me learning that person's habits. The second month is them adapting to what I'm telling them to do and getting acclimated to that. And then the third month is really when they see and feel all the difference. You'll start feeling the difference like around halfway through that, like 6 weeks. But people think that it's just like a magic pill. Like, what, you know, 2 weeks in, they're like, why am I not seeing any changes? Or, you know, they'll be like, I feel like I'm feeling tighter in my clothes right now. But it's literally when you're going through a workout, like intense workouts for a while, your body needs to adjust to it. Your body's holding on more water. You know, when you're eating healthier, actually, there's this, I experienced this when I did Whole30 once. Have you ever heard of Whole30?
I don't remember it. Yeah.
Maybe I told you a while back,
Yeah.
but it's 30 days of eating whole foods, no alcohol. It's very strict, no added sugars to anything. You can't even make a pancake out of a banana and eggs because it's still the concept like of a treat.
Yeah.
You have to eat all whole foods for 30 days. But it's crazy. Like after that, you realize that you've had some kind of sugar addictions in the past. Like I had headaches when I did it for the first time. I've done it about 6 times now. But with that, it's incredible what it does to your body. But around week 2, I felt bloated. because your body doesn't like, it's not used to having that many vegetables. And then your body settles in.
Yeah.
So really that answer, I can go on for like hours with you on it, you know, and it really depends person to person, but it's like, move your body. If you're a mom and, you know, you're working several jobs, whatever it is, just move for 30 minutes, you know, follow something on Spotify or something like that, where they have like all the, what's the Peloton. Sorry, Peloton classes on there. I think they're free. You know, they have like a lot. I was actually following, I just was curious to check it out because I want to start doing more videos online myself. But there was some great yoga flows that are just free and accessible, going on YouTube and following something like that just to move their body. But if they want real results, weight training is where it's at. You know, it's going to help your bone density. It's going to help, you know, your heart, your cardiovascular health. You know, it's running. I mean, cardio will help you live long, but weight training will help you live well. So.
Okay. So if somebody raised their hand or they're ready for you, what do they do? What would you do and what would they do? How do they get that started?
Well, first, I have to gauge how serious they are, you know, because I need somebody that, like, you know, I can't have the client that's going to tell me I'm just looking to get toned. I don't want to look too big. I'm like, no, this isn't the place for you. Oh, I did it again. This isn't the place for you. Because I'm very passionate about it, clearly. Because, you know, I need the right person who's going to be completely committed to the program, you know, for functional training and I need someone who's going to be like serious about doing this with me. And, you know, I've had a lot of bosses come through the door, a lot of CEOs where they're being used to being the boss. And I'm like, I'm sorry, that's cute, but I'm the boss now. You know what I mean? So that's definitely one of the things. But then once we get past that and I see how committed this person is, then we definitely will start with an assessment for 2 sessions. I have them usually log their food with me for 2 weeks. So I start to see their habits and I'll either recommend a meal plan, but I'd rather them just start a guided meal plan. So I'll give them their macros and then, you know, I see what they eat and I'm like, okay, I'll write them a summary every single week of like, okay, instead of this, let's substitute that for this instead, you know, like sugar and yogurt. Like, let's go for a non-fat organic probiotic yogurt instead. That's going to help your gut health. I'm really big on the micronutrients and organic food, as you already know.
Yeah. Well, you make shopping videos too. You're in the grocery store.
Yes, that's right. Yep, it's a lot of fun. I actually made friends with some of the Whole Foods guys at this point. Yeah. They have some good
walk
pointers.
Down the aisles of Whole Foods with you. Yeah, I've seen that. How about are there classes here too, or what's the setup at this facility?
So we're starting to have some classes at 8 a.m. It's been a slow build. Jim and I are meeting up together to really decide on which days we're going to do for season and which clients are ready from the personal training to jump into the classes together, you know. Okay. So that is to be determined, really. But for the most part, we're going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. classes to start. Okay. And probably earlier morning for classes as well. But it's just very busy with the personals right now.
Yeah,
you know?
great.
Yeah. Well, but season, they're all coming back, so I think I will have to have them merge in with those already, you know, locked in clients for those times.
Yeah. Well, you have everything here because there's a shower here too, right?
Yeah. Cold plunge, shower. Yep. There's a bidet in the toilet. It's a luxury shed.
Far from a shed. Yeah. It is.
I know. Yes.
Even
I love the shower
the light coming through at the garage doors, the lighting in here is...
Oh, just wait until you come lift in the wintertime. It's It's so nice, like having the bay doors open too.
Yeah.
But I do love it. I love that it's air conditioned in here too. It's
Well,
like
for this time of year,
so
yeah.
peaceful.
Yeah,
And these
definitely.
lights all change. Like it,
Oh,
it's
cool.
like a little rave in here.
Nice.
Jim got the laser lights. I said we're gonna do an event for Halloween. Oh, he's got
There
it
you go.
going right now.
That's awesome.
He can connect it from his phone. But we're gonna do like pre-workout shots, and it's gonna be like a rave kind of style.
cool.
We'll get a
Yeah,
fog
yeah.
light in here,
Yeah,
so
that's
we have
awesome.
a lot of fun. You know.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, so we'll do a
great
costume
space.
party, and we have a lot of basically anything that revolves America for holiday seasons. We have a huge party for. You know, it's always been a very big part of my heart, America, and just our troops and everything else. So
Yeah.
we love to hone in on that together. Jim's the same way.
Speaking of our troops, I want you to share the story because this is a moment in time that's important of how you met your significant other.
The love of my life.
Yeah.
I know it is kind of wild, a wild story. It happened all in a moment where it was like the last thing that I was thinking about. And, you know, I came to grips with, okay, maybe I don't meet this person, you know, maybe this isn't going to happen for me, you know, and I'm okay with it. I'm diving into my business and I feel whole, you know, and God was like, hold my beer. So I was, I do the Take a Soldier fishing. I run all the fitness for the Take a Soldier fishing event at the Naples Grand. And unfortunately, we're not doing it this year because it's under renovation.
Oh,
so
right.
it'll be the following year. That year, that one is going to be absolutely epic. But so this was my second year doing it. I met Jeremy the first year, but he said that he didn't have the courage to talk to me. But the second year he came, he did come up to me after the event was over, and we met at Take a Soldier Fishing. So he was one of the soldiers that I was coaching at the boot camp. And I was like, this couldn't have been any better. We had an electric guitar player playing the national anthem in American flag overalls with a huge American flag fly over the ocean. And
On
that's
the
where
beach
I
in front
met
of the-
my man.
Yeah. Wow.
Right on the beach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was just, it couldn't have been more perfect and more special for us. Really.
Yeah, you've changed since you met him. And I can see you're just.
Yeah. He's
you
my
always
person.
were lit, but you're lit in another way now. So
Yeah,
he's a
he's-
good person.
He's
Taking
my
good
best
care of
friend.
you.
He really
Yeah, I
is.
can
He's
tell.
just so awesome.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
happy
in
for
every
you.
single way. Yeah. He's still serving. He's got 2 more years in special operations for the United States Army. I'm really proud of him. He's at Camp Shelby right now in fake war. So that's a whole other thing. But they do live action role play. So he was calling me from a huge 100-degree bathroom because that was the only place that he got privacy. It's like, you know, I hear those things and it hits me every single time, all the sacrifices that these guys make,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just part of his whole life, you know, his whole career has been that, you know,
Yeah.
being
yeah.
in barracks and
Giving his life
Yeah.
for us. I'm
yeah.
always in such awe
Yeah.
and honor and love and appreciation for our vets.
I know,
You
that's
know,
right.
and
I know. Thank you, sir.
and those who
Yeah.
serve us and selflessly serve and
Right.
So
And, you know, it also has been an eye-opening experience for me, too, because he's a chief. And it doesn't matter your rank. It doesn't matter if you're a general, whatever. You're still in the barracks with the guys, you know? And I like that. I
Yeah,
think
he's not in
that's
an
cool.
ivory tower. He's
No,
not-
they're
yeah.
all bonding together in this whole thing, but they're all doing the role play in their positions. So it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I think, Zach, you'll have to put a picture of him up here just so
Yeah.
people can see, get a visual of him because
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I've seen a more shredded human being.
He's a real life Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Yeah.
as people will say, and he'll be loving that when he hears this.
Well, people mistake him for it in airports, right? So they think that's who he is.
literally, yeah. His T-shirt doesn't help. I get him the Jean-Claude Van Damme T-shirts because that's his like hero in life. He loves that guy. So now it's like our gift every single time, like Christmas, Valentine's Day. I just have to throw that
Jean-Claude,
the added
yeah.
accessory. He like almost expects it now. But yeah, he really motivates me too in the gym. Like we push each other, and it's kind of he's not here a lot. You know, he's traveling. He's probably going to be deployed in January. So all of these things combined, you know, we're able to communicate like we're the key is good communication in a relationship, but we also will log our workouts and we'll like challenge each other every single day. And I'm like, damn, he got that time. I got to beat him, you know? So it's a little added bonus. I'm like, literally all the things that I wanted in a partner all in one. And God put it together on like the perfect day.
Yeah. So happy for you.
Thank you so much. Well, I see what you and Michelle have, and I always wanted that. You know, I always wanted that, but I was like, I'll be patient. We'll see what I'm going to be. I'm busy anyway. And then all of a sudden it just happened. You know?
That's the best.
That's what I tell my friends though. It's like, I always hated when people would say it too. Like, it's going to happen when you least expect it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to keep scrolling, you know, and hating it, you know, and then all of a sudden it literally did. Yeah. So it's cool.
Well, I can't wait to meet him.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't believe you haven't met him yet.
No, I feel like I know him.
Yeah, you gotta. I know. Yeah, you have to. He's gonna be here in. So he's done with the live action role play in like 2 weeks. So he'll be in on the 22nd. So maybe we can get together.
Oh, I would love to
do a workout or a double date or
my
something.
gosh.
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be so great.
I would just be
gotta
in awe
catch up with
watching him
Michelle.
work out because I can't even imagine. What
he's a beast.
Yeah,
he's an absolute beast.
I think you had a video of him one time, and you guys were doing.
Oh, the leg lifts. Yeah.
And you could see every muscle in the human body was bulging out like I've never seen it.
I hate you. I'm like, it's the best though. I know. I'm like, I got to get on that level and get up there. And you know, it's kind of funny. Like, speaking of injuries and all that, like he actually jumped off of a building wearing full kit, avoiding a machine gun in Afghanistan, and. Long story short, then he decided to go. He thought back squats were a good idea later at night. I'm like, Jeremy, what? But anyway, he slipped a disc and he's had like major injury from that. But from having that's why he's prioritized core work so much, because that's the only way he avoids back pain. You know, so he inspires me in a lot of ways with that too. I'm like, you can make it a strength. You just have to work on it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I think it might be good for you, because you gave me such a good tour around here, just to talk about a little bit about what because you really, without seeing it, when you gave me the tour, like, not only do you have bands, but they're new, they're clean, they're organized. Everything is so meticulous here.
So precise.
And I think that matters in the space. But I just wanted to hear from you a little bit about, so just take us around the room, even if it's just from here, if you're just pointing to it. And then
Sure. So basically, we have an aerobic area where we have a lot of our different cardio machines. We have assault bikes, which are my favorite, right? And because we love to put clients on those. And then we have rowers. We have the concept rowers. We have ski ergs. We have sleds. We have indoor and outdoor sleds. We have sleds that you push on turf. We have sleds you push on wheels. So we can accommodate all types of different sled. We actually have a sled pull for tractors, so we can pull a tractor, which was a video coming out. We did that. There's a video coming out with that. So we're pulling a tractor across the outdoor. So
craziest ideas.
So in addition to the 3,200 square feet indoor, right, we have another 3,200 square foot pavement outside as well. So in the early mornings, or some days when we like to really amp it up a little bit, we'll open up all the bay doors and we'll have an indoor-outdoor workout, especially in the wintertime when it's really nice out. And so we can really accommodate a lot of different modalities and function and strength. And so then we have our mobility section, which is our mats, our bands, all types of abdominal type of stretching. And then we go into our cable products that have every type of accessory you can imagine for any type of cable resistance and banded resistance type of workouts. And then we get more into our dumbbell and our sandbags. We have probably about 80 different sandbags of different varying weights, from all the way from 20 pounds all the way up to 150 pound sandbag balls, right, for over the shoulder. And then we have 3 different rigs, indoor rigs. So we've got the lethal rig, which is one of my favorites. So it's got a double cable setup, and you can do a Smith machine on it, as well as regular squat racks and overhead press racks.
This cable is like butter. Like, it's so
Really smooth.
It's almost like you're free and not even with the cable. Yeah, nice.
And we do so much with it. And then we have one of our favorite, which is the scented towel fridge, where we actually have
awesome.
eucalyptus.
I didn't see that down there.
So
Nice.
some of our clients like that after a hard workout.
Yeah.
We give them a nice scented towel.
All
moist-
looking, and I'll be like, here, smell this.
It's a nice moist towelette for them. And then as you see around the gym too, so being a veteran-owned gym, we really pay tribute to the veterans that we've trained here, as well as the ones that sacrifice so much. So we've got all the unit flag, or the different departments flags. If you'll notice, we have the Mandalorian flag over the space program, Department of Space War, or whatever they are. So until they get a body count of an alien, then we'll release their flag. So
No, it literally says that too.
it says it.
We're
Yes.
Star Wars nerds on top of
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
And another one to point out over there is the flag of honor. That really is
From the 9/11 memorial. So
Oh,
that
wow.
lists all the names of the
True to me,
people that we lost on 9/11. So, and that's just a huge. I mean, that memorial. Like I was crying through the entire memorial. It just was insane.
it was
I'll
incredible.
never
Have you ever
forget
done
it.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Absolutely incredible.
Oh, it's
I mean, I didn't.
phenomenal.
So I lost my cousin on 9/11.
No.
I lost my cousin on 9/11. He was a fireman, 27 years old. So he's up on that flag in the bottom Navy one. His name is there, but I didn't realize we went there for Jeremy's birthday in April, and what a thing to go to for a birthday. I was like, we have to do something really happy after, because it was just, you walk around, you could hear a pin drop. And, I didn't realize it was like almost this beautiful surprise, and it was therapeutic. Like I definitely bawled my eyes out, but there was a whole memorial that my cousins created of all the pictures and letters that was written, were written to him in heaven by my younger cousins. And I highly recommend that. That memorial is incredible. But yeah, so we always want to have every single American flag in here,
Love it.
honoring
Love that.
everyone who's sacrificed their life or was willing to.
Yeah.
And one of the things that Lara has inspired us to do is to do hero workouts as well. So honor the sacrifice of others, and really do a lot of the different hero workouts, which we love to do here. And
We're going to start them on Saturdays.
yeah,
We'll start them up on Saturdays. Yeah.
yeah,
come
that'll be
see
great.
them.
And those are always fun. Those are a
Yeah.
blast. Just like the Murph, like we're an official Murph gym, so we are recognized by the Murph Foundation to have the Murph here. So, and this was our first year doing that, and it was such a blast. We just had such a great time.
I heard
with
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the rigs, so we've got the rest of the rigs there, all the barbells and free weights, you can imagine, the plates, bumper plates, the iron plates. And then one of the things we don't have, which I love, is a belt squat attachment. And a lot of our clients have back issues, and they want to do deadlifts or they want to do back squats, but they can't. So that we can actually have a belt that they can wear, and they can do hundreds of pounds, and they can really work their quads and glutes.
Right.
And it's just a fantastic attachment.
Hex bar too.
Oh, the hex bar for
too.
deadlifts.
That forces your hands to be in the right place, so your legs.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have our free weight barbell accessory rack that
We have
has
this guy.
the rep
One of
rep
our
chicken.
favorite- The rep chicken comes out when the push-ups aren't. You're not hitting depth on those push-ups, and your chest isn't hitting the deck. We put this guy down, and so
You gotta
then
make
you
it- you gotta
actually,
make it
yeah,
squeak.
you're not. And sometimes I have done this.
That's
I'll
great.
tie it to the back of their legs if they're not hitting full squat.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
not going
I
all the
need
way
that one
down.
of those permanently attached. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll remember.
And that the one thing that Lara and I both, I think, passionately agree on is the community. Is that this is not a gym. We're developing a community of like-minded people. So the people that I do a 5:30 a.m. class here with, some people that I've been working out for 3 years that have inspired me through my transformation, and just ride or die people, and they come and they cold plunge now at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then they'll get into the workouts. And like today, we had a 2-hour leg day. So, and they stuck through it, and they've grown dramatically, so much so that they inspired me to do the Hyrox with them.
Right.
So we did a mixed relay Hyrox a year ago, April, and it was kind of just a fun thing to do. I've never competed in a professional athletic competition.
So fun, isn't it?
Oh, it's such a blast.
It's a great race.
And we came in
You haven't done
second.
one yet, right? Well, you
Just,
did it at Real
just
Fitness.
yeah, not the full thing.
Oh, and we came in second place.
Yeah, right, really. Wow.
It's kind of crazy because they asked me to coach them. And Lara's actually a trained Hyrox coach, but I didn't know Lara was a Hyrox coach then. And I was coaching them. I brought the military discipline to the training, and we ended up coming in second.
That's awesome.
Wow. It's crazy.
Second for the relay.
It was
Really?
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually just signed up this morning. I got in to the charity one for Hyrox.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in Tampa this
Awesome.
October.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
come
so
and
I
cheer
gotta
you
raise
on.
some money, but
Well, we'll come
yeah.
and cheer you on.
I know. Oh, thank
Sure.
you.
And
Yeah,
we'll
that would
support
be
it.
awesome.
We'll support it 100%.
You're not
Pro
gonna
though,
do.
like the guy weight.
Oh, boy. Let's get going.
It's gonna be a marathon too on top of it.
So what is the difference in that?
So the weights are, so I've done 2 of them before. I did women's weights, which are a bit lighter, and that's all split up, between
That's
2
like
people.
the weight of the
The
sleds.
sleds. I think that it's around. I have to check again, but it's like around 200 pounds.
More because it's the pro level.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the pro is like 350-pound push, and it's like 300-pound pull.
For
It's
ladies.
for ladies too. So I did that with Chandler it was a mixed double, and it was such a blast. But now I'm doing the pro, so that weight, but alone, individual. So it's going to be a whole new thing, and it's actually going to take place on the same day that I got into my car accident last year. So I think it's going to be like my own, like full circle moment where, my Phoenix moment where I'm like, okay, I spread my wings after that whole experience and I'm ready to go.
So it's not as with a partner. You're doing everything.
I'm doing
You
everything.
Don't cut the reps in half. You do the
Everything's
whole
the
thing, all you.
same. It's going to take me a while, yeah. But it'll be my own PR. I'm like, I'm just happy I'll complete it and push myself. Yeah, I'm not going to just be like, I'm just going to complete it. I'm going to die. But it's going to be so fun. Yeah. It'll be a blast, especially with my crew there. Yeah. You have to do one.
I will.
You'll
at some
love
point.
it.
Yeah.
You
Zach and I
would
did.
get such a kick
I
out
had
of
fun
it.
at the one over there.
Yeah.
I liked it.
You and
Burpee
Zach
broad
should
jumps
do
are
it.
my favorite. But
We're always hoping to do a mixed relay.
Hey. Oh, that's
You
true.
can always do a mixed relay.
Oh, you would love
then
that.
what is a mixed relay? What is
So
it?
it's partners. So it's a mixed relay is you have 4 people, and each person does 2 events, right? So, and the cool part is if you have an older person they average the age of the people in the group.
Oh, nice.
So you end up in the
Yeah.
older group, right?
Yeah.
So we had people in our group that were 23. So we had one of the people that worked out with a veteran organization called Home Base. She was the one that came up with this whole idea.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "You should coach us." Yeah. She was a trainer. Her name was Nicole, and so she was the young person in the group. And then she's just a beast. She's awesome. So she handled the sled pushes and the sled pulls and the wall balls too. So no, she did the sled
So you
pushes.
pick which obstacle you pick which obstacle you're gonna do.
Yeah.
In the relay,
Okay.
and it's like strategized like that, so you can get really good at sled pull
Okay.
and push, and then the other person will do the farmer's carries and the burpee broad jumps and whatever. But then you can really gun it and rest because it's such a different workout than doing the whole thing. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a marathon to a sprint,
Well, isn't there an 8K run too? Or is there-
So in between every single obstacle is a 1,000 meter
8
run.
times?
Yeah, 8 times. So at the
And
end, you're
everybody
doing.
runs that. That's what she's
everybody runs that, right? Well, in the
Not in,
relay,
on the mixed
no.
relay, you only run
Oh.
before or after your event.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
So you run the 1K
2,000.
before or after your event. So
That's
you,
right.
yeah, you go
So
through the
you
run.
split it up.
and-
But with a partner, I've only done the partners, so that's why I mixed it up. But you run together the whole time. So
whole 8K.
you're basically gunning it for 5 miles. So like we were doing like 6-minute splits, 6:04.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good.
Ooh,
It's a
that's
challenging
moving.
one.
Yeah.
Moving. Chandler's a lightning fast beast. Yeah, he's so fast.
If you were ever to do it, I would highly recommend starting with a mixed relay
That
because it
sounds
can introduce you to it, and it's a crazy event. It's wild, and it's a
Yeah.
fun time.
There's also something about just signing up for something. That's another thing. I was thinking about that question you asked earlier about like, what can you do? And it's like, even sign up for a turkey trot, like find something to train for and look forward to. And it would motivate me to be like, when I was training for my marathons, I'm like, okay, I gotta get up. I gotta train today. Like I have a race in 3 months, you know? And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's motivation. Like you have some skin in the game. You signed up for something, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that would be another bit of advice too for someone
Yeah,
just
because
starting.
you're committing to
Yeah.
a date. You're not just having it be someday or Christmas or the next
Right.
holiday or the next.
Right.
Yeah.
Something.
We have two clients. They're 17-year-old girls that want to now compete in the Hyrox in Miami in April, and they're super pumped. And they've been coming religiously every morning. They'll come 6 days a week here at 5:30 in the morning. They're 17 years old, and they're
Wow.
they are so pumped up to get this going and get the training for the Hyrox. So, and they're going to do it as a double. So they're little
I
beasts.
love that.
Yeah, and they're so pumped. They're fun.
It's like the first time they've ever worked out.
Yeah.
You
First
know,
time they've
and
ever-
now they're like absolute beasts, and they're making so many gains. Like every single week, they're adding like 40 pounds to their belt squat. You know, it's like cool to see
Yeah.
them at that age, just like not even knowing what they're capable of. You
Yeah,
know, I just
yeah.
love to see that as a coach. You know,
To build those habits at
Yeah.
such a young age too.
Oh.
That's
Oh, they're amazing. I mean, they came in here very nervous because, you know, who's this crazy guy in the woods with a
Yeah.
gym, right? But her boyfriend, who was the West Point Academy guy, so she brought him here, or he brought her here,
Yeah.
and then she brought her friend here. So he's off at the academy, and she's training here, and she was very nervous. She didn't think she could lift much. And now they're just in here like, what's next? What's next? Where are we gonna go?
That's awesome.
You know, and so much so we have another 19-year-old gentleman does MMA training, and now they compete how much they're gonna do as far as deadlifts and pushing the sleds, and they go
about
after
that.
each other. So they
about that.
they love
CrossFit?
it. Yeah. So, and that's the community we love. We love that camaraderie that we're developing with people, and that sense of belonging, and it's just a sense of fun. We try to make this really not just that you're coming in here to sweat and do a workout, but you're looking forward to it because you're going to see your friends.
Yeah.
You're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
We like to make it fun with the lights and the music, and they just, it's a good time.
ridiculous challenge.
where are we so people would know? Because we've been talking about the woods.
Yeah, so we're so
Was it Naples?
but that's a funny part. So my grandfather was a Canadian, and he emigrated to the United States during the Prohibition era, and he had a speakeasy in the basement of his house. And
Runs in the family.
and I grew up, when I would go visit my grandpa, he had that slot machine that's out there. That's a Prohibition era slot machine.
Wow.
So, and he had this bar in the basement of his house. I just grew up that way. I thought Grandpa has a bar in his house, right? But it was a speakeasy. So he would bring liquor in from Canada, smuggle it over the border, and bring it in and serve it in Detroit, right? And he worked at the Ford plant, so he was in the union there. And anyway, long story short, this is like a speakeasy gym. So we're in Logan Woods. So we're just north of Pine Ridge off of Logan, off of a tiny little street called Palmetto Woods. It's Sleepy Little Street. And it's on the back of a property. And we're fully licensed and certified to be doing what we're doing here. And it's just kind of a neat little place to be and very specialized in what we do. But we can really provide these types of fitness services and nutrition coaching to any modality, that from 80-year-old clients to down to 17-year-old girls that want to get fit. Right?
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people, when they first hear that it's kind of further out, it's not in the Estates. Like, it's literally in North Naples. It probably took you like 10, 12 minutes to get here. Like, it's not far at all.
Yeah, we're
So,
very
yeah.
close. Yeah.
It's central to everything.
Yeah.
Because you're not out.
Right.
And you're on a big piece
You're
of
not
property
really gonna
too.
hit,
Yes.
like, you have a nice wide road to run, so we do like a lot of runs out in the road, and it's nice and safe. It's not like a big commercial parking lot, it's off the beaten
That's what's
path.
really kind of cool about it, is the aerobic stuff that we can do, having this giant concrete piece out here, and then having the ability to go out and do a run where you don't feel like you're going to get run over by anything, right? And the community has accepted us and cheers people on running up and down the street.
It's so fun.
It is fun. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, this is kind of cool to document this, because if people go back and watch when we did your first podcast, or when it was one of our first, that was in November of 24, almost a couple years
Right
ago.
when I started Challenger, but yeah.
And then and now to
Crazy.
see you here and what you guys have created, the vision of both of you together,
Thank
and
you.
what a synergistic team together. You know, you really kind of complement each other so well.
thank
It's
you.
cool to see that what's happening here.
Thank you. And it's like anything, right? When you move with intention on anything you want to do, it's so cool to look back and see where you started, you know?
Yeah.
It like gives me even more of a jolt and
Yeah.
motivation, you know, just thinking about 2 years ago, us, you know, sitting in your back room doing
Yeah.
it. And just
Yeah.
like, I was just starting this business. There was a lot of things that I didn't know yet, you know, but then the key is to learning the things that you don't know, to make a change, you
Yeah.
know, alter it. Yeah. And not be afraid to fail a little. So that's
a lot
a
you
lot of the key to it.
don't know that you don't know.
Yeah.
You
It's
don't
actually a skill to know what you don't know and
right,
then
right.
to learn it. I learned that from politics.
Well, Lara's passion for fitness really is what inspired me to be part of this. And, you know, she was my coach and started with nutrition, and then I went on to the fitness coaching side of it, and really instrumental in my transformation in a lot of different ways, from not just my fitness, but my career, making this part of my professional life now. And just, I say she's the best, and I know I'm biased, the best trainer in all of Naples, and I really believe it. And I wouldn't have invested in this type of opportunity without somebody like her really being the engine that drives this. I mean, I could build this gym. I've told her this before. I could build a 4,000, 10,000 square foot facility and nobody would show up. But they show up because of her and her ability to really be positive, and people show up to see her and really be motivated by her. And despite being berated and abused,
Yeah.
which they tend to love anyway, but they make progress. But they all make progress.
Yeah.
And I've never seen her had a bad day. I mean, accidents and other things that she's had happen in her life, and they're all, it's like the next minute, everything's great. It's all positive. The most positive person I've ever met on the planet.
Yeah.
Right back at you, Jim. Seriously, I love it.
It's infectious. She has
Very
that-
much so.
something
Very
about
much
her that
so.
it gets on you, because she is an eternal optimist, which I love. You know, you have to be in entrepreneurship, especially because
Totally,
you
you got
got to make the good out of everything that happens, and you always do that.
Well, you know that from experience. I mean, very successful entrepreneur here in Naples. So just fantastic.
You know, still always learning. There's still so much I don't know that I don't know that I don't know that I continue to learn. And even coming here today, you know, this is. I still am in awe, because I literally saw that first video or the first pictures, and didn't do it justice. But not only that, you've tripled, I think, since those videos. Anyway,
I
Just
love the
beautiful.
reaction of the people's first time in. They're like, is this a serial killer's house?
Is she gonna murder me and harvest my organs too? Oh wow, this is sick in here. You know?
This is awesome. This is incredible. And I kind of really like that. I almost don't want that to change,
Yeah,
because
I
it's
love
that
it.
wow factor. It's that transition
Everything.
to like,
It's very
oh,
us.
this is we're not going to be murdered, to we're being murdered by physical fitness.
Just the weaker parts.
Yeah,
Just the weaker parts.
Yeah, right.
Well, thanks for
Thank you so much.
creating the
for
space.
coming.
Of course. No. Thanks for having me. Thanks
This
for
was so awesome.
doing this for people. Thanks for your passion for
my gosh,
people, and
always.
thanks for following your passion,
Anytime.
because that
Anytime.
helps the world be a better place too.
Thank you.
When human beings are out there being better humans, and you make them better humans, it
Absolutely.
makes my life better too. So thank you both.
Well, thank you. We're very honored to share time with us and be on your podcast, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah, cool, man. I'm happy
Thanks.
for you guys. Look forward to the next chapter.